Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Coffee with Chase, episode 12. I am your host, Chase. If you're a returning listener, thank you very much for coming back and continuing rocking with me. If you're a new listener, welcome. I really do appreciate you clicking on this little podcast here and listening to my sultry, horrendous voice. No, no, I'm just playing. But thank you for, watching, listening, following along. It's gratefully appreciated, and I can't thank you guys enough. So let's get right into it. Last week I uploaded the podcast, and I was very hesitant because I talked about a certain individual in my life. Well, that's not really in my life, but a certain topic. It's very, I don't know how to call it, like very soft subject, very hard subject to talk about. But if you listen to it, episode 11, I talked about cutting ties. And so if you haven't already, please go back and listen to that episode. Just because the amount of support and love I received is incredible. And I am absolutely speechless because you guys took the time out of your day to listen to that, which is our longest episode today. It's almost an hour long, so I can't thank you guys enough. So please, if you haven't, go back and listen to that one. I think that's one of our best episodes yet. But in this week's episode, I think it's single-handedly going to knock each and every one out of the park. Because I'm talking about a subject that is still so very hard to talk about with me, maybe with you, with the rest of the world. Because 2 years ago, we lost a legend in the rap community. We lost a living legend, a legend in the making. And if you notice, I keep on using the word legend, and that's like really all I can call him. And in this week's episode, I'm talking again about Mac Miller because I can't only dedicate one single episode to this man because he played such a key role in my life that, you know, just saying I appreciate him and like stuff like that, I can't just keep doing that. Like I have to fully dedicate, sit down, and put forth my time and effort to create an episode that is so special enough to encompass his career, his legacy, his life. And I really wish I can do that with this one, but I don't know if that's going to be exactly what's in this episode. But hey, that just means I get to make another episode about him because this man fucking played such a huge role in my life. And, and I just want to dedicate something to him. So let's get right into it. Now, let me ask you guys a quick question. What does a double entendre mean? I went to Google and I looked it up, and it says exploit puns or wordplay to convey a second meaning. And I know the title of this episode may not have given it away, but if you're a hardcore fan and you have listened to his latest two albums, both his posthumous album and the album before he did pass away, which is Swimming in Circles, those are two of his greatest, let me repeat that, his greatest works of art to date. And being me, like, no, not being me, but yes, being me, I can't bring myself to sit down and fully digest and listen to those two albums, because that way it'll fully be real to me that yes, he's gone. And I can't, like I've said before, my biggest fear is change. I can't deal with death. I don't even know how to really cope with it yet. And I'm 24. Well, to me, self-care means, you're taking care of yourself for the betterment of your own personal growth. I know it's kind of contradicting. I don't know if that's contradicting, but like basically saying the same thing twice. Just taking care of yourself to do better. And people do talk about self-care, but to me, of course, there's a second meaning. And when somebody says self-care, my mind immediately goes to Mac Miller's song Self-Care off his only Grammy nominated album, Swimming. Think about that. His only Grammy nominated album. This man has put out numerous works of art that have all played a role in you, the listener's life, and in mine. Now, I know I just said a couple minutes ago that Swimming in Circles were some of his favorite works of art of mine, but when I go back and I think about it, like many others, his one piece of art that has completely shifted the landscape of my life and molded me to who I am today is his mixtape, K.I.D.S, kicking incredibly dope shit. And I'm telling you, after you're done with this podcast, listen to that mixtape from front to back. You will not want to skip a single song. Yes, not a single song you will want to skip. My favorite song, no, my favorite, I have a lot of favorite songs on that mixtape, but like to put it easily, my top three are Good Evening, Don't Mind If I Do, and the intro, Kicking Incredibly Dope Shit. And I mean, in the comments, I want you guys to share, what your favorite songs are by Mac, or what's your favorite album, please. Like, I want to hear from you guys. I really do appreciate it. And Mac Miller, to me, played an integral role in my life, shaping, molding, portraying, and becoming the hero image I needed outside of my family. And, when he came into my life, we were basically the same fucking age. Like, let me just give you a brief rundown of who Mac Miller was. Mac Miller is a rapper, singer, songwriter, and producer based out of Pittsburgh, PA. And as you can tell, it's very prominent in his raps, in his music. Like, he always wants to pay homage to his hometown, his city, just to show love. And Mac Miller burst onto the hip hop scene in 2007 at the age of 15. Now, yes, he was a little older than me, but like essentially right around the same age period. And like I cannot describe what like what his music has done for me. And even though I did talk briefly about Mac in my, I believe, third episode in our catalog, Remembering Mac Miller, there's something deep inside of me that knew that wasn't good enough. I think the episode, I can't really remember right now, but the episode was only, I want to say 14 to 16 minutes, somewhere around there. I believe that's like the timestamp if you look at it on YouTube or Spotify. But this is how the second episode came to me. I created a playlist on Spotify called Vibe Out. That's Vibeout. Yes, I know, cheap plug. Maybe that didn't work. Who knows? And I added everything really under the sun because, well, not under the sun, because my taste in music is so, like, one sided and, like, cutthroat. The only thing I listen to is rap music. Yes, I know. Not healthy, but it does the job for me. It gets me hyped every day I fucking go to work, and like, when I'm in the shits, like it brings me back out of it. And all my favorite artists are rappers. Like, here, I know. I'm gonna give you my top three. Don't come at me. Don't, like, I know, like Biggie, Pac, Jay, M, Nas. They're all up there, but to me personally, my top three favorite artists are Mac Miller, number one. Yes, I will stand by that for the rest of the time. And I even have a tattoo on my arm about Mac. Number two, Machine Gun Kelly. Yes, there was a quick pause there. I wanted to let that sit. But Machine Gun Kelly helped me through my depression. It helped me deal with my anxiety. My mom can attest to this because on the daily, when I was going to high school, every day we would listen to Machine Gun Kelly's first studio album, Lace Up. And my favorite song off of that album is End of the Road. Exactly how it sounds. I think that song encompasses my my depression, my anxiety. I did my first college assignment on that song. And, like, oh yes, and my third favorite artist is G-Eazy. Yeah, I know. My taste is varies, but G-Eazy again has helped me through so many things in life. His music has been instrumental in helping me grow, coming out of my shell, and he's the only artist I actually was able to meet in person and just talk to him and everything like that. And I hope one day I get to see him again once COVID ends, because I've seen G-Eazy 3 times, and I love, like, each concert is like just keeps hitting the other one out of the park, keeps topping one another. But yes, my top three: Mac Miller, Machine Gun Kelly, and G-Eazy. Please don't come at me, but yes, that's top three. And I added, yeah, like I said, I added really everything under the sun. Little did I know this one song would end up meaning so much to me, which is Self Care by Mac Miller. I was driving to work literally yesterday. I'm telling you this, literally yesterday, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. Knowing instantly, this is something I had to do. Like, I have this underlined in my notebook. I had to do this. It was a feeling I really never had before, so I don't really know how to describe it. Besides, like, I had to devote so much time to this and take care of this and fully put in the work, add, like, my respect, pay homage, all that different good stuff. But when certain things mean so much to you, you sit there and soak in everything like a sponge. Like, with your favorite artists, maybe you'll have one song of theirs where you're just like, you tell everybody around you to shut up. You sit there, you digest every single thing they're saying. And that, like, that song means so much to you. You know the lyrics from front to back, everything like that. But I was basically sinking into my car seat And I could just feel myself losing all feeling, like I was escaping for, I believe this song is maybe 5 to 6 minutes long, but like I literally felt like I was escaping the world, the stressors, everything. So I was driving to work, and I'm just like, I really like lost track of time, and before I know it, like I was at work. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, wasn't I just like 10 minutes like away, and like time like with a snap flew. And after digesting every single lyric, it was an emotional gut punch. I felt as if Mac was sending out a cry for help, and feeling this before I knew it, I can't tell you guys this like enough. I had tears streaming down my face before I knew it. Like he turned on my water faucets behind my eyes, and like the waters were just the waters, Jesus, the tears were just streaming straight down. Like I don't know. That's just like the easiest way I can describe that. It was such a crazy feeling because I knew like I don't know. I'm not usually like that with like tears just like streaming down. But I had to sit there and look at my Spotify, and for those who may or may not know, Spotify does include and provide lyrics thanks to Genius. Provide lyrics, they provide insights and certain meanings, and you know things from the artist just beyond lyrics that help further help the listener enjoy the music, give them a backstory or background to it. And not even 20 minutes into the in the beyond the lyrics section, I think it's called on Spotify. Now they may not do it for every single song, and for some reason, something was telling me to sit there and just read the beyond the lyrics section as the song was playing. And not even 20 minutes into it, they included this little tidbits from an interview Mac Miller had did, and he did a interview with a magazine called Vulture, and he was quoted with saying, "I don't mind people drawing their own conclusions about my lyrics," and in the song Self Care, it's very prevalent. Like, I immediately took it as like, this man is asking for help. Like, this is a cry out for help. He did everything, he did everything he could just to deal with it on his own. But, he had someone in his life at that time that played such an amazing role in uplifting, supporting, and just guiding, helping Mac with his sobriety. And he was in a really like a long-term relationship. I think it was maybe only like 3 years with the singer, with Ariana Grande. And they quoted, no, they came out and said Mac wrote Self Care long before his published relationship with Ariana Grande was over. Now, for listeners who may know and may follow Mac deeply, Mac was in love and infatuated with Ariana, and so was Ariana to Mac. And it was sad, to say the least, to see that come to an end, because those two individuals, like how someone is meant for another person, those two were meant for each other. And yes, like I was highly upset with Ariana just leaving Mac Miller, but At the same time, I know and I respect her decision. Please hear me out, because our women do so much for us, and they put up with so much, and I really don't know how they do it. And sitting back and digesting, what I just told you guys, I like I can't thank her enough for everything she's done for Mac. Like, she had helped him live life, be happy, and be free with who he is for the past. I believe, like I said, it was the relationship was 3 years long, and just, I can't attest this to her enough. You did nothing wrong in, leaving Mac, because yes, our women, the women in our life, can only put up with so much before they just leave. And it's like, I don't know. I still, please, I know, I'm sorry, going off on topic, going on a different topic real quick, but like, I don't know how they put up with us, how they deal with us, and just like deal with our bullshit. So any woman out there, thank you for dealing with your boyfriend's bullshit, or your husband's bullshit, or your brother's bullshit, or your father's bullshit. Like, even though they may not say it, it is so fucking appreciated. And I can't tell you guys that enough. And, back to the topic. Before I go any further, Mac was so influential in my life that daily, for hours on end, I would just sit there and listen to Mac rap and sing. I would watch interviews as well. It provided me really just this outlet to be myself, and basically this outlet where I had no fear of being judged. I can be myself. I can, relax, kick back, and forget about my stressors in life right now. And, I can't thank him enough, even though I'm putting this out there, like, to his family. Like, Mac has played such a key role in all of Gen X's life, in all of the millennials' life. Like, his music will never, ever, ever die. He's a legend, and legends will always live on. Because I can't attest this enough. I was talking to my girlfriend, I don't know, it's probably months or years ago, but I told her, listen, when we eventually have kids, that I'm going to sit them down and school them on Mac Miller, and let them listen to every single piece of art that he has. He has, like I said, Kids, Blue Slide Park, Macadelic, Live from Space, watching movies with the sound off, The Defined Feminine, Swimming, Circles. Now, please forgive me if I'm missing something, but I will have them sit down and listen to every single piece of art, because every single album from front to back is the easiest listen, and you're just able to digest every single thing, every single lyric easily. And, I cannot, oh man, I'm sorry. Whew, let me collect myself. Okay, 3, 2, 1. As I was saying, I'm gonna let my kids listen to every album, even, watching movies with the sound off, when he was really like going through his shit with the addiction, his battles. Like, even some of that, like, that music, like, I could never tell, honestly. Even though some of those songs on that album are very trippy, very dark. It's just those songs have been so touching in my life. Oh, I can't express how thankful enough I am for Mac Miller and his music, just to put it straightforward and clearly. Anyways, as I said, like the Spotify includes a Beyond the Lyrics section that gives you little tidbits and information. And in the music video to Self Care, Mac essentially created a movie depicting constant struggles internally and externally. Being buried alive in a casket, it shows his battle to escape those vices that have been plaguing his life. And reading and just understanding this, like him being put in a casket in the movie and battling back to life and just happiness and clearness. And at one point he carves the words memento mori. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't know, and I apologize, but that's Latin for remember we must die, into the wood. And when I saw that, my jaw kind of dropped, because he's always been very open and honest and clear that yes, he may not live a long life. And he's even quoted with saying, I hope not to join the 27 club. So it's very difficult to just understand, digest, and gets clear. But as the video unfolds, Mac punches through the coffin, climbs out of the dirt, brushes himself off and after that, explosions rock the landscape all around him. But it ends with Mac seemingly to stand still on his own 2 feet. Now think about everything I just said for a second. It shows him breaking through a coffin in which he is buried alive. He fights back. He knows, if he dies, that's okay, because he's fine with who he is. And my jaw dropped, because it depicts him, climbing out, brushing himself off, and then having explosions rock all around him. Even when you get through something, you always have so many battles to fight afterwards. But you have to stand there and realize you're standing on your own 2 fucking feet. You did this by yourself. You are your own champion, your own fighter, and you always have to do something for you. And this video was difficult to watch, because it's still hard for me to talk about, but just knowing how Mac died. He died of an apparent drug overdose on September 7th, 2018. Now, like I mentioned before, I have my tattoo of Mac. And, I put the quotes, this is going to be the best day ever, because, best day ever has been, honestly, one of my favorite songs as well. I can jam to that song every time it comes on. I'm just, being myself, just remembering all the good times in life. And, I have this most dope little kid logo with the thumbs up. And, that reminds me of, just Mac being young, the good, all the good times, all the bad times, and I even included a, rest in peace, Mac, and I have the date he was born to the day he died. And, I hate putting a time stamp on each individual thing, but on his sweatshirt that came out after he did pass away, it has Mac Miller on the left hand, left arm, and on the chest it says 92 till infinity, because Mac's being, Mac's soul will always live on for the rest of time. Because like I said, our generation and millennials will never ever let future generations not know about Mac Miller and not know about him, his legacy, and the role he's played in all of our lives. Now, I know this episode is still very long, but this is how I want to end the episode. I don't want to include my usual, bullshit, Bill's backer corner, because that's still like, oh, because I see Mac as being, no, I'm sorry. If I included that, when I was writing all this down, just jotting notes, I seen that as just being very plainly disrespectful, because it's the least I could do for Mac, for the artist who essentially molded me and made the soundtracks, plural, to my life. Like, I can put K.I.D.S on. I remember a certain time in life. I can put Blue Slide Park on. Remember a certain time in life. I can remember, watching movies with the sound off. Remember a certain time. Like, each individual album, I can remember. Like, it can help me remember a certain time in life. And to essentially conclude this week's episode, in his Vulture interview, Mac Miller discussed his ideal mental state. And I quote, "I really wouldn't want just happiness. And I just don't want sadness either. I don't want to be depressed. I want to be able to have good days and bad days. I can't imagine not waking up sometimes and being like, I don't feel like doing shit today. And then having days where you wake up and feel like you're on top of the world." And I can't attest this. This is me talking now. This isn't in his interview. And please excuse my coughing. After I start talking for a little while, I do get a very dry throat. But after listening to that, I lost it, because living my life this whole time and not knowing how I wanted my exact mental state to be, literally word for word, digesting, thinking about it, and realizing, holy shit, this is exactly how I wanted to live. I want to live my life. And I never was able to put words to it, but like it just spoke. He spoke to me. Like, that's exactly how I want to live life. Like, I don't want to be sad. I don't want to be like have only happiness. I don't want there to be only sadness. I want a direct like middle line to it. Like, I just want to be, have happy days, have sad days. Like, it's not healthy to always be happy and, you know, on the opposite side, always be sad. And like, you have your days where you want to wake up and you don't want to do shit. You don't want to get out of bed. You want to relax, just kick back. And, I want to have days where I'm feeling like I'm on top of the world. Like, I put it out on Instagram, on our Instagram page, at Coffee with Chase, and even on my personal. And I just came out and said, like, I am feeling so incredible these past couple weeks. And, I woke up feeling so refreshed and just like replenished, that I needed to just put it out there into the public and just like have people know how much this time in life means to me. Like, if you would have asked me in the beginning of 2020, in the first week of July. Oh my God, I was going to say July. In the first week of January, that you're going to be doing a podcast. Your mental health would grow indescribably. You will be feeling happiness without that being manufactured through pills, through anxiety pills, through depression pills, just to help me manage and cope with it. But yes, like I am maintaining happiness that I never thought was possible without, and repeat that, without dealing with pills, medication. And I'm so fucking happy with myself for that, because years past, a decade ago, whatever the case may be, I thought I needed like a medication to help me cope, to help me deal with it. Little did I know that just being happy, being able to talk through it without getting mad, angry, sad, depressed, and just being able to realize like and take things for what they were at that time, like not, I think I said in last week's episode, not having my father, like I said, really, like, fuck that situation. Like, I look at that as if, as a blessing in disguise, because if that didn't happen, who knows where I would be in life right now. Like, having my family there to play such an instrumental role, my grandfather, my grandmother, my aunt, my uncle, like, I wouldn't be where I am today without them. And if I had this figure, quotations, in my life, like, I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be happy. To be honest, I wouldn't. Like, my mom went above and beyond for me and did everything she possibly could, along with my family, like, everything they possibly could to take care of me. And yes, they can only, the glass ceiling is only so far, or I don't know if it's the glass ceiling, that metaphor, but before, like, you have to take on like another figure to help you with these demons and like your problems. And that's where Mac came into place, because discovering his music and just listening to lyrics, knowing who he is as a person, literally, even though I've never gotten the chance to see Mac in concert or meet him in person, like I want to put this little message out to his family, like, your son played such an amazing role in everybody's life. He was so influential, and even though, like, yes, he had his demons, like, we all supported him. We all still incredibly miss him every day. Like, I still remember that day like it was yesterday. And I hate to think about that, because I instantly get sad, depressed, and I realize, like, oh, like, he's not here anymore. And like as you can tell in my voice, like, I get so like worked up and emotional, because it still feels as if he's still here, listening, and just you know relaxing to his music on the daily. It's just so indescribable that, like, I know people have their artists, or certain artists, that may or may not have passed away, and it's so hard to, I'm sorry I keep swearing, but it's so hard to fucking deal with that. Like, just realizing, like, he's gone. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, how is that still true? Like, I just listened to him, like, not even an hour ago. And you telling me, like, he's gone? Like, yeah, unfortunately, like, to put it bluntly, like, yeah, unfortunately, he did pass away. He did die. And just knowing that he's gone is such a heart-wrenching gut punch each and every time I hear that. But Mac will always live on because we will pass down this music to our next generation, to our kids, and school them to the game and tell them this man was such a legend, and even though he's gone from us, he means so much to each and every one of us. If you know someone or know of someone dealing with depression, addiction, anxiety, or any stressors in life, please make sure to reach out for help. Even though they may not show it, it's a constant battle in oneself just to ask for help. The suicide prevention hotline number is 1-800-273-8255. Again, the suicide prevention hotline number is 1-800-800-273-8255.